y'all, it's Terla from yokieB.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 favorite crochet projects of all time. Hey y'all, it's Terla. I do have to say it was super hard to come up with this list because I have so many that I love, and there may even be a bonus at the end, so stay tuned for that to make sure that you don't miss it. I'm also super excited to share with you guys that I got a new camera. Yay! I've been recording on my phone now for over 2 years and it has worked great. I've been able to record all of my videos and edit all of my videos on my phone, but I have now upgraded to a camera, so I'm super excited to figure out how to use it. I am still learning, and I already recorded this video one time, but the sound was crazy. Hey y'all, it's Terla from yokieB.com. So I am recording it again, and I'm really hoping that it works out this time, but I will link my camera down below if you guys want to check it out. And I think at some point I'm going to do a video where I compare videoing with my phone and then also with my camera. So stay tuned for that if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. But let's go ahead and dive into my top 5 favorite crochet projects of all time. So first up is this adorable LOD basket set. This is a pattern from my friend Emily from Two Little Birds Patterns, and it is a pattern that comes with all 3 of these adorable basket patterns. You get the graphs for each of them, and then of course the rest of the pattern as well, and I just think they make the cutest set. We are moving soon and I'm super excited to use this in the new place. This crochet project was actually the first time I had used this center single crochet stitch, or the knit stitch as they call it sometimes. It kind of resembles the knit stitch in knitting, and so I was excited to kind of try that out because I actually had not even started knitting at this point. Or I had tried a few times but had not stuck yet at this point. So I was excited to make something that was similar to knitting but also in crochet. I also love tapestry crochet. It's one of my favorite things. I love reading graphs. I know I'm just a big nerd, but I love graphs. They make so much sense to me. It just, for some reason, they are so easy to follow for me, and I just love reading a graph. So any pattern that has a graph, I am all about. Whenever I first saw this basket set, I knew that I wanted to make a kind of neutral basket with a pop of neon in it. So I used Schachenmeyer, I believe. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but I used their yarn, and it's like a cotton blend, I believe blended with an acrylic, and I just love the texture of this yarn. I love the color and kind of the matte finish that it gave. I really loved both the neon shade and kind of the off-white, and then also this neon right here. I just thought they were like the perfect neon colors. So I will definitely link that yarn down below if I can find it, and so that you guys can use it if you want to. But also my friend Emily, who designed this pattern, she makes amazing home decor patterns, pillow patterns, wall hanging patterns, and then this basket pattern. You definitely should check her out. I will link her Etsy shop down below, and also this specific pattern so that you can check it out for yourself if you want to. But she is such a sweet and wonderful person, and honestly was a huge part of the reason why I started doing patterns, and she helped me so much with my first pattern ever. So make sure that you go check out her awesome patterns, and I know you'll get inspired to make an awesome home decor piece for yourself or for a gift. Next up on the list is this Homebody sweater by Meg Made with Love. This is such an awesome sweater pattern. It is so easy and such a great like beginner garment pattern if you have not made a garment before in crochet. I'm sure you guys have seen me wear this sweater in some of my videos. I try to always wear a knit or crochet garment that I have made in my videos, and this one I wear a ton. This was my first true garments that I made in crochet, and I picked out special yarn for it, and I was just committed. I was committed to finishing. I had started other garments before and just never finished them, and I was very committed to finish this one. Plus I spent quite a bit of money on the yarn that I purchased, so I knew that it would help me stay committed, accountable. It would help me stay accountable in finishing this sweater. I actually got this Joxer DK yarn from Ridiculous Yarns, and you can find her shop on Etsy. I will link it down below, and this is the color Spark. I just loved how it looked like confetti or a cupcake. It was just so fun and happy, and so I really loved the yarn that I picked out for it, and I think it really helped me stay motivated to finish the sweater. And honestly, y'all, this sweater is such an easy and awesome pattern. I love how it's one of those kind of methodical projects that you can can pick up at night if you're too tired. There's not like a lot to it that you have to like concentrate really hard on it. And I definitely will be making more of these. I can't believe I already haven't made any more, but it's just because there's so many new patterns I want to try. But honestly, it took me forever to really dive into garments, and if you have seen some of my other videos, you know that garments are my absolute favorite thing to make now, and I'm not sure why it took me so long to challenge myself. Ooh, there's a bug. But I'm so glad I did. And so I feel like the sweater is really kind of a symbol of moving forward in my love for garments and my sticking with it to finish it. Besides the fact that this pattern is super cute and awesome, you can find it for free on her blog and then also in her Etsy shop. I think she's got it in there too. So I will definitely link both of those down below for you. And I highly, highly recommend this pattern. Even if you are not a beginner crocheter and you just want an awesome sweater for your wardrobe, then go for it. This sweater is an awesome one. So not only was this my first real garment in crochet, this is also my first time working with indie hand-dyed yarn and also my first time blocking the sweater. So when I first finished the sweater, I did not block it, I just wore it and I still loved it. It was awesome. But then I decided, let's try to block this thing. I really need to learn how to block anyway, and I love the result. It just really helped it kind of relax and lay a little bit better. So I am definitely a fan of blocking. I'm not gonna say I always do block because I don't, but because sometimes I just get too excited, but it for sure makes a difference. And so this was kind of a sweater of a lot of firsts. First time making a crochet garment, first time using hand-dyed yarn, and first time blocking a garment. So all those things are awesome, and that's definitely why it made it to the top of the list. So next up on the list is the Fire Lily cowl. Now this is a free pattern on my blog. Some of you guys might have already seen it, and also I have a step-by-step video tutorial for it as well. But this cowl has a special place on my heart as it was my first ever pattern. This was actually the pattern that Emily, the one who made the baskets, the LOD basket set, she helped me a ton with this pattern and really taught me how to explain things in a way that people could understand and kind of get a different perspective for pattern writing. That is why this cowl is so special. This is also the first design that was a little bit more out there for me. When I first started my Etsy shop, I started with just jewelry, kind of basic things, and then I went to headbands and scarves, but everything was pretty basic. And this one cowl that was in my shop for sale that was very similar to this, it wasn't identical, but it was very similar to this before I had written the pattern. It was just a finished product, and I felt like it was a little bit more out there for me, and it was really an opportunity for me to step out of my comfort zone and really design something that was more me and kind of a little bit more out there, because that's what I love. I love unique details, unique colors, as you guys probably already know. So not only was this my first pattern, but it was really an opportunity for me to embrace my kind of quirky personality, and so that is why this one is super special to me. I absolutely love the unique details of the stitching in this cowl. I just think that it is so special, and I really love how cozy and chunky it is. I just think it really adds so much visual interest to any outfit in the winter when you are cozying up with a scarf. So I love this pattern. I have used so many different colors in the Lion brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick for this, and it looks great in all of those colors. And then in the step-by-step video tutorial, which I will also link down below, I use We Are Knitters the wool, and that also just has awesome texture and gives that like super cozy, super squishy vibe. So this one is definitely one that's super special to me and why it made it to one of my favorites. Number 4 on my list is this Pika Audrey Gazelle. Now I wish I had one here to show you guys, but I have given these away as gifts and things. This particular project I feel like really ignited my love for amigurumi. Before this I had not done much amigurumi at all. I think I did like a heart for Valentine's Day. Then my friend Tara from She's Rooted Home bought me this Animal Friends of Pika amigurumi pattern book, and I fell in love with these creatures. They are so, so cute. I made the alpaca for my daughter first, just with the scrap yarn that I had around the house, and then I decided that I wanted to make this Audrey Gazelle for a baby gift. And now these are my absolute favorite things to make for baby gifts. I feel like they're so special and so unique. So since this was a baby gift, I wanted to pick out some really special yarn as well. So I chose Paintbox Cotton DK yarn, and this is my first time ever working with Paintbox yarns, but I love how many color options they have, and I love the texture of it. It just gives great texture for amigurumi projects. So I chose some really fun colors from Paintbox yarns and just went with it. It was so much fun watching this animal come to life, and it was a really good challenge to try to get get the embroidery correct for the eyes and for the mouth and all that stuff. So I had fun doing that too. This project just really stands out because now this is my absolute favorite thing to make for baby gifts. I think that it's such a unique and fun gift to give for babies. Absolutely love the Pika patterns. I still haven't purchased the second book, but I definitely want to, and I will link both books down below if you guys want to check them out. But she just has the cutest animals. Some of them are so unique and their features are so unique and quirky, and I just think that they are so full of joy and whimsy, and so that is why they are one of my favorite things to give for baby gifts. I actually embroidered a little J on the skirt of this first Audrey Gazelle that I've made. I think I have now made 3 Audrey Gazelles. I have made the bear and then the alpaca for my daughter. And let's see, I think that, oh, and the cheetah. I made the cheetah too. So I have a video for my first Audrey Gazelle and also my cheetah, which I will link down below if you'd like to check those out. But I highly recommend those books if you are looking into amigurumi as well. I just think that they are super fun projects for gifts or for your own kids or for even yourself. They're just so cute and so fun. So that is why that one is definitely one of my all-time favorite crochet projects. So we have now made it to number 5 on my top 5 favorite crochet projects of all time. I also don't have one of these to show for you guys. I've made 2 of these and they have both been for gifts, and I definitely want to make one for myself, but it is the Shades of Indigo poncho from 2 of Wands. This pattern is so much fun. It's so fun to choose yarn for it and pick out colors and kind of decide how you want them to go in the pattern. If you have not made a 2 of Wands pattern, they are very easy to follow. They are such classic and awesome designs. I have so many on my list of things I want to make. Knitting and crochet. She makes both knitting and crochet patterns, and she just has so many good ones. So many good ones. So I will link her blog down below and also specifically the Shades of Indigo poncho. But the first one I made for my mom, and I know I mentioned that this Homebody sweater was my first garment. I actually made this poncho before I made this sweater, I think because it was more kind of like a blanket slash garment. I felt like this was like a true garment, and even though the poncho is a garment, it has that kind of blanket feel, which is awesome too, but it is also a great project for beginners as well, especially if you haven't ever made a garment but want to make a garment. This is kind of like a blanket that you wear, so that part is really great if you are kind of wanting to challenge yourself a little bit but you're not quite ready for the assembly of a garment. And I just love this pattern so much. So I made the first one for my mom. I believe it was for Mother's Day or her birthday. I can't remember which one, but I used Lion brand Wool Ease for the first one, and I just chose some super fun colors, and it was just so much fun to make. And then the second one I made with Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, and it was super fun to pick out the colors for that one as well. Both of these are in my Ravelry project, so you can find those there, and these were long before I started my blog. I did want to mention that I do have a Ravelry page too, so I will link that down below as well, and I usually put my crochet projects there, and almost all of my past projects that I have made are on there as well. So if you want to check out my Ravelry, or if you want to be friends, that would be awesome on Ravelry, so I will definitely link that down below so that we can connect on there. But I just feel like these were really awesome projects to kind of explore your color creativity and just to experiment with yarn. I do have to say that gauge is very important with this. If you want your sections of the poncho to fit in there well, then you have to make sure that your gauge is correct. I think that mine was off a little bit with both of them, so I had to really kind of like figure out how to make it fit. But if your gauge is accurate, then you should be good to go. I cannot wait to make another one, and I will definitely do a blog post when I decide to make another one. Make sure you check out all of 2 of Wands awesome patterns because they really are super easy to follow. She also has a lot of beginner friendly and easy patterns, so if you want to kind of challenge yourself with something new, I think her patterns are a really great place to start. Okay, so y'all, as I was getting this video prepared and looking through all of my previous crochet projects, I do have to say that one of them made it to a bonus. It just was so hard to narrow them down, and this one holds such a special place in my heart because I really challenged myself to design something that was unique, and just it was one of my first garments that I ever designed, and so I definitely wanted to add this to the list as a bonus. But really what happened with this pattern is I splurged on some yarn for Christmas, I believe. I got knit collage yarn and then We Are Knitters yarn, and I just went with it. I didn't have anything in mind. I just kind of started crocheting and just wanted to see where it went. And this is the La Vie Boheme cardigan. I love this cardigan so much. The back is kind of like patchy. I love how unique it is. And I am really trying to work on the pattern for this. I have been working on it for a long time, and it has proven to be a little bit challenging to make a pattern for, but I am determined to continue to work on it. So I wanted to add this one in there too, because I just feel like this yarn is so special, and it really just adds to the uniqueness of this garment. It is so cozy. I love it so much. So this had to make at least the video. And I do have to say that it was so hard to narrow these down, that these are not in any particular order. I really wanted to pick projects where something stood out, whether it was a first of something, or I learned something, or challenged myself. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really had fun kind of going through my past crochet projects and getting inspired to make even more crochet projects. Always love supporting other makers and other designers, as well as designing my own patterns. I hope that this video gave you some inspiration and maybe some ideas for your own projects. I will try to link everything I can down below, and definitely let me know which project was your favorite, and if you have already made one, or if you want to make one of these, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear it. I will for sure be making a knit version of this video as well, because I have so many of those projects that I love. It's going to be really hard to narrow it down for that as well. But I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join me for all the fun crochet and knit things. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!